Hello everyone. In this video, in which we are going to discuss about the model question papers of the exam like Bank of Maharashtra, AFO, Ibps Afo, Nabard examinations. Okay. As usual, as we have been seeing the few important questions in every video. In this video also, we'll discuss few questions which are important for the upcoming examinations. Our first question is, I told you that the deficiency topic is very important. If you see in exam point of view, then nutrient deficiency topic is very important. Nearly 1 to 2 questions is asked in each and every examinations from this topic. So you try to cover these topics with full efficiency. Okay, first question is deficiency of molybdenum in cauliflower leads to which disease? Means the question is asked, if there is a deficiency of molybdenum in case of cauliflower, then it will leads to which disease? Brown rot, whiptail, ricinus, sun scalding, cud rot. Okay. Then due to the deficiency of molybdenum in cauliflower, whiptail occurs. Which disease? Whiptail of cauliflower is due to the deficiency of molybdenum. Likewise, if you talk about the other, there are various different nutrient deficiency leads to different disease in plant. If you talk about the deficiency of boron, then due to the deficiency of boron, fruit cracking in apple, or internal necrosis in aula, or necrosis or black tip of mango, browning of cauliflower. These are the deficiency of boron. If you talk about the molybdenum, then just you have seen the whiptail in cauliflower is deficiency of molybdenum. Buttoning of cauliflower, that is due to the deficiency of nitrogen. When you talk about Khaira disease of rice or white bird of maize, that is deficiency of zinc. Such type of questions you have to remember. When a disease becomes prevalent throughout the country, continent, or the world in a severe form, it is referred epidemic, sporadic, endemic, pandemic, or none of the above. See, you are must be aware regarding this word pandemic at this time, because in all over the world, the pandemic situation is due to the spread of deadly coronavirus. Okay, then when any disease that is more or less constantly present, year by year, in a moderate form or severe form in a particular area of the country or a state, that is known as a endemic to that area. For suppose if you take the example of early blight of potato, that is endemic disease. When you talk about the epidemic disease, this disease occurs widely, but periodically. Okay, suppose if you talk about the late blight of potato or red rot of sugarcane. Okay, when you talk about the sporadic disease, this occurs at irregular interval and locations, like when you talk about the green ear disease of bajra. When a disease prevalent throughout the country, continent of the world, known as that is pandemic disease. Okay, just recent example, you can understand the word pandemic with, you can relate this word with the coronavirus. Okay, then this right to answer to this question is pandemic. Which hormone is responsible for the breaking of dormancy in winter birds? Okay, then ethylene, gibberellin, auxin, cytokinin, psychocell. Then right answer to this question is gibberellin. Okay, the gibberellin is also responsible for the cell elongation and increase in the fruit size. It is also responsible for the breaking of the dormancy of the birds. Okay, when you talk about the auxin, then auxin, suppose in auxin, if you talk about IAA, then it prevent premature fruit drop. IBA, that is responsible for the root formation. Okay, when you talk about the cytokinin, that is also responsible for the stimulation of cell division. Abscisic acid, that induce dormancy, stomata closure. Okay, accumulation of soluble salt in the soil is called humidification, salinization, laterization, glycation, calcification. Humidification, you let us understand each term. Humidification, just it is the process of decomposition of organic matter which leads to the formation of humus, that is humidification. When you talk about the salinization, then in what is salinization? This is the process of accumulation of salt. Means the right answer to this question is salinization. What do you mean by laterization? Then in laterization, there is removal of silica and accumulation of schisticides. Okay, what do you mean by gilicization? Gilicization matlab formation of gili in lower horizon, and that is due to the poor drainage. Calcification is deposition of calcium carbonate in the soil horizon. Then the right answer to this question is salinization. The element which is involved in the energy transfer is aluminum, phosphorus, iron, or manganese, and nitrogen. Okay, if it is regarding the energy transfer, then it is phosphorus. Okay, when you talk about the phosphorus, then it plays also important role in the root growth, and it also promote the establishment of younger plants. Okay, it is responsible. It is essential in photosynthesis and respiration also. When you talk, then it is other element. Then if you talk about the structural element, then carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, these are structural elements. And accessory structural elements, then nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur. If you talk about the micronutrients like iron, manganese, zinc, and copper, these are act as a catalyst. Okay. Oestrus cycle in pig is 10 days, 21 days, 14 days, 18 days, 25 days. Then oestrus cycle of different animals, if you see, in cow, oestrus cycle of 21 days, in buffalo also 21 days, in pig also 21 days. When you talk about the sheep, it is 15 to 18 days. When talking about the goat, it is 20 days. When you talk about the camel, it is of 10 days. Okay. Then Gerber method is used for testing of fat, protein, lactose, vitamins, carbohydrate. Gerber method, this is generally used for the testing of the fat. Okay. In world, first field release of BT cotton was in the year 1990, 1992, 1994, 2001, and 1996. Then the first release of BT cotton in the year, it was in the year 1996. In this one, there is nothing explanation. Flavor sour is associated with potato, tomato, tobacco, potato, and brinjal. Which then this term flavor sour is associated with the term this tomato. Okay, it is genetically modified tomato, and it was first commercially grown genetically engineered food to be granted a license for human consumption. Okay, and it was developed through the use of antisense RNA to regulate the expression of the enzyme polygalacturonase in a ripening tomato fruit. And this is responsible for the softening in ripe tomatoes. What flavor sour? Okay, then right answer is tomato. Pugnancy in mustard is due to glucosinolates, resins, polyphenols, nitrogen, aflatoxin. Then I told you in previous video also that such type of things are being asked in the examinations. Then in pugnancy, if it is asked about the pugnancy and mustard, then it is due to the presence of glucosinolates. Okay, like this you have to remember various things like yellow color in papaya, that is present of caricagenthin. Again, if you talk about the red color in tomato, it is the presence of lycopene. Then if you talk orange color in carrot, that is presence of carotene. Okay, if you talk about the red color of onion, that is the presence of anthocyanin. Then you have to remember that static data also. And this is our various course which we have already discussed before. If the students can available these courses according to their needs by visiting our websites. Thank you.